and welcome to the Feminine Drive. Another Friday, another time we inside on the pink sofa. Well, I started to get pong, they say, but Warrior, that is a pink or red sofa. Well, listen, let me just leave it as red because everybody's saying it red. So welcome, we inside on the Feminine Drive on the red sofa. How was your week? How everything went? I know some people have a lot of challenges. They keep telling me, Warrior girl, this online schooling thing, I ain't able. Let's forget all the challenges and we inside this season, right? So we starting to go down the road every Friday till the end of Christmas is end when? The 6th of January, yeah? Although I know some people just carry this thing on and on, but you can't vex. But from now till the 6th of January, our Feminine Drive on a Friday will be this season. So you know what that means? Christmas things, we vibes in, little performance. Yeah, let me lighten up the thing because I mean, so much strife and hurtful things, you know, we see in the media, we see what's going on. Not that the Warrior turning a blind eye, or not that I would like you to turn a blind eye, but what I'm saying is only so much we could process. So let me have some light moments, right? This season. Before I go any further, I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Proactive General Contractors. A heartfelt thank you. You're looking for people to do your work? Don't look for no ratchet fee tradesmen. Call Proactive General Contractors. Right, so thank you to them. Thank you to Archer Enterprise, Leatherworks for guys who, you know, the tradesmen dealing with leatherworks, handbags, a number of things, shoes. Call Archer. She coming wherever you are. Don't study how far she is. She coming to you, and that is service. That is service. Want to say thank you to INOMEDIA, my graphics people. Thank you. Victoria Go. Thank you to INOMEDIA. Really, really appreciative of all the work you have been doing. Music Mill Studios. Thank you. I say anything up front, you know, because you see when we start the show, you understand why I need to say it up front, because I go clean forget. When we start to have some fun. Alright, so to Sean Friday and Music Mill Studio, thank you. To Dane Phillips Studio, thank you. Thank you to the entire team for making the Feminine Drive a possibility. Warrior Empress cannot do it alone. We need team effort. So, I talk plenty there already. We're going into the meat of the thing. So this evening, I would like you to meet, I ain't have no drum roll, but listen, I want you to meet a dynamic woman on the pan. Natasha Joseph. So, welcome, Natasha.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Feminine Drive. Well, I know being with Warrior Empress is nothing new, right? We just vibes all the time. All the time, and we inside with the music, etc. You would have done work on one of my song up on YouTube, Aje.
Yeah.
Right, and you know, people always say, boy, who is that pannist? Boy, who's that pan woman? Well, I know by now they ain't asking still because everybody know about Natasha. I want to congratulate you on receiving your bachelor's.
Yes, bachelor's.
And I know it was indeed a tedious road.
Yes, it was a hard road. Working and going to school. A certain part of my degree, I was working double time, you could almost say. And
still have to satisfy the requirements.
Yeah.
And I always say that, you know, a lot of times we look at persons who are successful. Nothing don't happen just so. There's a lot of sacrifice. Every single body have to go through the mill. You know? So a lot of times we only watching what meets the eye. And no boy, people jamming. Trust me. People jamming and they're doing their homework. Hardly anybody gets anything. Well, I don't get nothing just so, Tasha, you?
Not me at all.
Exactly. And most people I would have talked to, they say, girl, when they gave their life story, what they had to do. But you know what? The victory does be sweeter.
Yeah.
You see, when you're really make that sacrifice and you finally come to the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, that joy, the reward when you remember all them days, boy, you even have money to put gas in your car to go to school.
Telling me.
Or if you didn't have a car and you had to travel, sometimes you have no money to travel. You reach the school and you have nothing to eat, you have no lunch. Those are real, it's still real days that people would have gone through.
Them is real days that I have gone through.
But of course, I myself, you know much time when I go into where I go in and the gas light on, but I say I go reach. And when you tell people them things, be like, Warrior, you? Yes, me. Yes. At times I leave home and the gas light on, but I say, look, you understand me?
Yeah.
And you could look back at these things now and say, it was worth it.
It was.
Now, also, it's for us to do better and put things in place that we don't have to always be going through them things because I pain, eh? And yeah, sometimes
it's unavoidable.
It's unavoidable, yeah. It's unavoidable, right? So, again, congratulations.
Thanks.
But the degree didn't make you, you know. I know you had your things before the degree, right?
Yeah.
And we live in a world where we have to have the piece of paper.
Oh, the paper is very important.
The paper is very important, right?
I can't go anywhere to any institution and say, well, you know,
I am Natasha
my name
Joseph.
is Natasha Joseph and I've been
Yes.
playing the steel pan for X amount of years and I know what I know. I can't tell you I know what I know. I had to have something that certifies that I know what I know.
Right. Although, practical
Of course.
and experience plays a big part because, well, there are a lot of people who make it today didn't have the paper. But we don't want to go back there. We live in the now where the paper is a must.
It's just as important as having the foundation and all the practical.
Right, the practical and the experience, etc. You know, because even when you get that paper, let's just say somebody who didn't have the experience like you, and they went out, they went and get the paper first. What about those that who got the paper first and they come now and they're looking for that breakthrough? Yeah, nah. We could be a very harsh, I wouldn't say society because I feel the world like that. We could be very harsh when we're ready. We don't give people a chance just so, you know. We say, but where she now come from? She's a just come. You understand? So, you have to balance the thing. The operative word here is balance.
Yeah, I was actually very happy to now be getting my degree because that meant I had like already 20 years of just experience as an artist, experience as a musician, experience as a player, and of course I was self-taught.
Well, well, let me go. For persons who don't know Natasha Joseph as well as I do, and I'm boasting, yes, tell the public how long you're actually playing pan and involved in music, because I know it's not just the steel pan. You play other instruments as well. So let's go back to when this all started with Natasha, because you said self-taught. That's very interesting.
Yeah, well, it all started approximately around the age of 9. My mother brought 2 recorders home and I started teaching myself by ear to play.
What we know in school, right?
Yes, to play the recorder. I didn't have any music books, so I just playing
around with it.
The radio playing and I playing with the radio, basically. So I figured out some notes, but they didn't have names.
Right.
Then the following year, I actually got a book, so I learned like 3 notes, 3 to 4 notes. I think it was B, A, G, C that I'd learned.
Right.
So all the other notes had other names.
Tasha's name.
Yeah. So I had a note named R. I had a note named H. We had normal F and G. I had a note named K because I didn't know what to name these.
Yeah.
Right? So
for your identification, you put right.
Yes, I put my own association to my notes. Fast forward from there, around that time too, I grew up in Orisha and spiritual Baptist background. So drums.
We know the unplugged thing long time.
Right. So from before 9, like from probably 7 years old, after I finished my chores and thing, I would go out in the banister with 2 spoons and just be cutting to whatever is on the radio.
What trouble is this?
You understand? So I did
one with the thing in here.
Right. When we fast forward and again now.
Yeah, because it go take about 2 episodes with your
secondary school. At 15 years old is when I actually started playing pan.
Okay.
So at that time, I took whatever I learned from recorder and kind of transposed it to
Right.
that.
Okay.
And also I had what's the word? I had one of my biggest influences at that time was my plumbing teacher, who was the pan teacher.
Okay. You mind saying who is that teacher?
Mr. Richard Gaskin.
Okay.
Right? He is a musician and arranger. He used to arrange for Terror.
The Mighty Terror?
Yeah, the Mighty Terror.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, he used to arrange for him back in the day. I think he even played with the Earl Knights band.
Yeah, we know about Earl Knights, right?
Yeah, he was proficient in many instruments.
Right.
Yeah, you understand?
Okay.
And so I saw him listening to a song and just writing the notes and the chords, and I was amazed. So I started trying to train my ears and stuff like that, but I didn't know I already had.
You had that gift already?
Yes,
right,
I already
right,
had
right.
it, but I assumed that, as a musician, this is what you're supposed to try to do. So I did that, started doing that. I started arranging one time for my school band, which in the following year, I went to Potential Symphony, played my first panorama in 1992.
Right.
Then joined the stage side. By that time, I could have already played all the pans, including drum kits.
Right. And all of this you're coming along, apart from that teacher there, basically, you've been teaching yourself.
Yes.
You're coming along.
Yes.
So, right. You didn't go in the institutions yet.
No, I didn't go in any institution.
In terms of musical institutions
No,
to teach.
no.
You didn't, right. You didn't enroll in none of them yet.
No,
You
and I
just
wasn't
played
even doing
IA.
music in school.
Right.
I
You
was
wasn't doing music
no,
in
I was
school?
doing plumbing.
Okay. So you... All right. But... You see talent, that raw talent. Oh, so wait now, you could fix pipe and thing too, sink and all of that and...
Yeah, but I don't study that because, it have people who actually, went through with it.
Right. Who
in
get a degree for that,
Yes,
as you would say. Leave them with that.
I will pay
Alright.
those people to do that.
But we know...
If something go wrong,
in your house,
I
you
can
could
fix it. Yes, I can.
That's what I was about to say. You can help yourself. And and not to digress too much, that's a good thing, ladies. Nothing wrong with going and learn to fix a pipe, or they have these basic courses. I think is UE short courses, mechanic, electrical. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, because the husband mightn't be home, or the tradesman he probably cannot come at the moment, and you could help yourself. You could also save $1 in the process.
Yeah, and then,
most important.
And then you could also relate to if you hire somebody, you could
could
also
know when they're
say
doing
exactly.
stupidness.
You could also say exactly what you want because
Exactly.
you understand the language.
You understand? And as
Yeah.
I said, more importantly, you know when they're doing shopping, because a lot of people feel, well, I could give she a ratch. Anyway, back inside the music.
Yeah.
So I know, let me see. Yes, there was a pan, or still is, a steel band side that is only female. They still exist? I know it was affiliated with that band.
You're talking about Platinum.
Platinum.
Yes, they still exist. They went co-ed this year for
Okay.
Panorama. Yeah. Before that, it was strictly
Female.
all female.
And you had a lot to do with
steel
that.
band. Well, it wasn't my band,
Okay.
right? It was Trevor Gilden. He started it many years ago. I don't remember how long ago. And he wanted it to be a conventional band, but we could never get enough
People,
females,
right? Because there's a
to
certain
make to make the minimum.
Right.
So they decided one year, all right, well, we'll go as a single pan and see if we could build the numbers of the ladies from then. And they called me after that. My good friend from Potential Symphony, actually, because Trevor Gilden, even he was the captain of Potential at the time. His son, Colin Harewood, called me to be the arranger
Right.
for the all female.
For Platinum.
Yes.
Right. And you did some work with them arranging.
Yeah. I arranged for Panorama for them for approximately 4 years. My memory is failing me. 2016,
I should have said that memory
2017,
failing, yeah?
2018, and 2019
They
Panorama.
entered National Panorama.
Yes.
Big band?
No, single pan, traditional.
Okay.
Right? And we were successful in 2 out of the 4 rounds because in those 2 times we actually had enough players.
Right.
The couple of times we didn't make it is because we couldn't make
And when you say didn't
minimum.
make it to actually go through to...
No, we went through the prelims and stuff, but it just have a minimum that you need to have to sound, powerful
important,
enough
yes.
to match the rest.
The
Because
other
when you
bands,
come in
right.
against bands like Defense Force and Massacres, and I understand
They want to come
Sour
flighty,
East Side and
flighty.
Trinidad East
Yeah,
Side,
yeah.
they come in with, they come in with
Steel.
plenty.
They come in with,
they
force, they come in with
power.
membership. Right.
Yeah, and we didn't have that. We didn't have that power.
In this case, with a steel band, unless of course I know based on the categories, they will tell you the numbers, right? You have small, medium, large, etc.
So in our
Right.
category, I think it was 35 is the max.
Maximum.
1 year we went with 20 players.
Wow.
So I was really off balance, and once you're off balance, the
song
judges
would be the
can't
same,
hear
right,
what
right.
my intentions really were, because you're not coming
You
through.
didn't have the full song.
Yeah.
So it was so difficult to get so much
Yes.
females.
Yes, it was, because
who interested in.
well, it's not
Canada
even
level.
that. It's not even that. We have a lot of females in the pan fraternity already playing with their bands.
Right. It was to get them to commit now to platinum to
Right,
come across.
and they already established in the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
band, so
yeah.
their priority is with
I can
their other
understand
band.
that.
So you're trying to build, and you're basically growing pains.
And then too, in all fairness to them, they would have rehearsals set with their band.
Of course.
And then you come in now to set your rehearsals, and they may be clashing. I know about
Well,
that.
yes.
And you had to be running from one rehearsal to the next. That don't be easy at all. I used to be involved in Best Village, I dancing, I have my singing thing going on. I still doing that, but it was too much. Now when you're young, you feel you could do everything, eh?
Yeah.
Well, when I was younger, right? But now at this youthful age, I kind of managing the thing, right?
Yeah, to prioritize
But when I
your
was
time.
younger, of course, I couldn't say no. Everything, I did and everything. But I understand, as you get less younger, I refuse to use that 3-letter word. Right? So you have to manage it. You really have to watch your energies. You have to manage yourself.
Yeah.
You really have to, because it takes a lot of energy. And no band leader or dance tutor or whoever don't want you coming to give a half. You come rehearsals, they expect to get full 100 from you.
Of course.
Right? I remember in one group, the leader of the group used to say, listen, it's better you don't come rehearsal than you come and waste my time. And I wasn't coming, don't come. When you come,
I'm like that too.
You're like that as
too.
well.
Yeah, if you come in, come.
If you can't come, it's okay. Call and say, well, I
Yeah.
can't make today. I ain't feeling well. But don't come to drag down the vibes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's important. So, Tash, I know you focus now on jazz. You do a lot of jazz. Pan in the jazz.
Jazz influence. music.
Right. And jazz on the greens, North Coast. You've even toured in the Caribbean.
Yes.
Right, playing with some of the top vocal artists, etc. Tell us, how is that different to playing normal, as you would say, normal pan in Trinidad, panorama, and now this switch or focus on the jazz?
Well, the only difference really between being like, I would just call it being a professional musician and playing for panorama is, for panorama there is a set arrangement. Your arranger come, he tell you play B, C, D, E, F, and you play that, and once you play it well, your band might do good.
Right.
With jazz, it's more of a freedom of expression.
Right.
You have freedom to express yourself.
You're not curtailed.
Musically.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not so curtailed as, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Before I forget, let's go for a commercial break. Yeah? Because we need these sponsors and we need to big them up. So let's take a quick break and we'll be back with you shortly. So we're back inside. Thank you again to the kind folks at Proactive General Contractors. And we're back to our lovely guest, Natasha. So Natasha, before we went to the break, you He was talking along the lines of being able to express yourself more
Yeah.
in the jazz forum,
Yeah.
in opposed to a more controlled environment, a more structured environment,
As
like the panorama, where you have to play what an arranger said, you know. Right?
Yeah, or even
if an arranger said to do
festivals.
this festival, right? And you had to respect that.
Of course.
You found in the jazz circles, we will get to see what Natasha could really do. Let me put it in that way.
You get to see what Natasha's saying, as opposed
Through the
to
pan.
what the arranger telling Natasha to
do.
say.
I like that. I like that you're free.
Yeah.
Right? So then, having experienced that and continuing to experience that because you play with Ilan Pale as well.
Yes,
Right.
Ilan Pale. I play with Chantal Esdell. We do
Chantal
projects
Esdell,
together as well.
right.
Yeah.
So, would you say there should be more of this type of forum because it's a real good pannists out there, and they only get to play rarely when it's panorama,
yeah.
right? Are you saying therefore we should create the forum to bring out our pannists,
Yes.
right? To get them involved in forums like
also
jazz, etc.
Yes. And it's not to say really jazz per se. Jazz is a big umbrella term
True.
that includes the improvisation, right? But really is to make it accessible for the upcoming musicians and pannists to have that area where they could express themselves
through the music. Yes.
Not
yes.
only
Yes.
all right, you learn this song and you perform it, but where you have an area where you're actually thinking about what can I say, what do I want to say musically on my instrument.
Right.
Improvisation, we attribute it to jazz, right, but really
It's not limited to jazz.
No, it's
right.
not limited to
Of
jazz.
course.
Improvisation is an African thing.
I like that. And as you're talking about the pan, but it's similarly with your voice. Now your voice is your first instrument. So it similarly to your voice, it's good to sing. Let me take a cover. But when somebody could take a cover and do what they want with that cover and really make that song their own,
Exactly.
that artist causes a different attention to if you stick, the original person went up here and you feel you had to go up there. Not necessarily, and you could change the key, right? You just work this song to make it your own, and that is improvisation. So you're talking the same thing,
Yeah, 'cause-
but with pan.
Yes.
And I love that. And as you said, it's not just jazz.
Yeah, because I don't
music on the
label
whole.
myself as a jazz musician. I'm a Trinidadian. We play calypso here, we play kaiso, we have
Chutney.
soca, we have
Yeah.
chutney. You could improvise on
With
anything.
any one of those
And
mediums.
actually, improvisation is within all cultures. Now,
True.
The language might be different.
That's the only barrier there.
You
And they say
understand?
music knows no language, no barrier.
Exactly. But when I say language, I'm really talking about in terms of expression. So it have certain improvisational language that you will only hear in bebop and in jazz.
Right.
But then you're not limited to just that language. You understand? They have funk, they have R&B, they have kaiso, they have what we call Latin, right? Which is still African music.
Of course.
In the
Yes.
Americas.
Yeah.
You understand? And every culture that we know about improvises, and we improvise every day, right?
As you're saying that, I continue to hear, but I've heard it from the elders. There is nothing new under the sun, There is nothing new under the sun, and music is no different. So when sometimes you hear persons say, well, like I hear that before, or I hear that melody before, or even you might hear people say, but like she thief that one melody and another thief what? There is nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, there's only 12 notes we have.
Exactly. So, it's just working things as it suits your energy, as it brings out the best vibes you have.
Yes.
Right? Now, Tasha, I know also that you are a teacher.
Yes.
Right. Now that's the next thing. I want to say congrats to the Ministry of Education. I like to commend. Yeah. I think it's worthy. Where we see it is worthy to be praised, we must praise. And when you're on shippiness, you're on shippiness. But I had to big up the Ministry of Education, not today because it's in the school a while now. But in my time, that wasn't so.
At all.
We could even go back to being involved in the steel pan. Being a pan player with your parents long time was like...
A no.
Was a big no. Did I tell you all, I think I said it in previous shows, that my father, I was going to say was is a pan man at 72 years. If you hear me say was, I feel I might have to deal with some, you understand,
Yes.
some unpleasantries.
Yes.
But he's a pan man at 72 years, and he was the captain of a band called Pandemonium. You heard about Pandemonium,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And that went through some changes. He was in Starlift, right?
Yeah.
So now I know he a wrong face too. But as a matter of fact, my mother thought playing pan would have been natural to me.
Right.
Right? Because of course your father is a pan man. And
So,
no. The only time, and this might sound bad, that I remember playing pan was back in Diego Martin Junior set
Okay.
with the school choir, and we had cultural activities
And
in
you
the
all
school.
accompany the choir.
Of course.
Right. Well,
So I learned a little thing in school, but after that, but it doesn't matter that I didn't gravitate to pan. I am saying it is within me.
It's part of you.
Exactly, because look, I use your music, right? And in going forward, I'm like, how could I leave out the pan in anything I am doing? It is I can't describe the I think you know what happened? I used to think it was only about panorama.
Right.
Steel pan revolutionized a lot, right? So back then, I thought it's only panorama and the big band and the bacchanal and the north stand and
Right. In the party and
yeah, exactly. I never noticed things sweet so well. Of course, some years I found out that.
Me too, you know. To be honest.
So I'm not alone.
No.
Well, I feel real good.
When I was growing up, I was speaking about the years between 4 and about 12. Anytime pan come on the TV, I used to turn it off.
I didn't want to say it, but that was me too. Every time pan come on, I said this noisy thing.
Exactly. I used to turn it off because it was too much noise
It was
in my
too,
ears.
yes.
Right? And what actually made me start to appreciate pan, it was Trinidad All Stars and the same Pandemonium. When I heard Sailing arranged by
Sailing
Clive
sung by
Bradley.
by Trini.
Yes, Trini. And Pandemonium played that. Fortune Pandemonium was the name at that time.
What?
I could never forget. I was watching Young and Restless. And between Young and Restless and some other show that I was waiting, Fortune
They
Pandemonium
used to bring
come
on
up.
that time was TTT.
Yes, was TTT.
Well, it's still TTT, no, but we ain't talking about the new TTT.
They talking about the original
The
TTT.
original TTT.
And I
Right.
sit down there and this thing come on and I'm like, oh my God, my paws started to raise because I like how he get the pan to song like water.
that.
You know, he get the pan to song like the waves and the boat, and I was literally, my jaw dropped and I was just like,
Yes.
that Corita Banker did that to me as well. And so I started to be interested, like, hey,
Yeah,
maybe
boy. This thing, yes.
you know?
And Natasha, actually, I know she's speaking for a lot of persons. I heard persons tell me, but people could like pan, boy. That thing noisy, boy. How people could like pan. And I was there too, you know? So a lot of times in life is how the content, how the content is packaged.
Yes.
A lot of times in life, it is how it is packaged.
Yeah, 'cause-
right? Because that could turn you off, or that could decide, hey, I want more of this.
Yes, because if you're just
The
exposed,
packaging.
if you're only exposed to the panorama music, you definitely may not ever like pan.
Correct.
But
that's not to say the panorama music.
no, nothing wrong with it.
Or they don't take me out of
It
context.
have
you know.
its people. It have its people.
Correct.
Right? What I'm saying is, some people, it just sound like noise, right? And that is like, you know, your whole sonic experience. It's just different.
You can't process that.
No, until you're here now in a more quieter setting where we play in a ballad or something,
Classical.
and we not even only classical, like a slow tune or R&B even, you know.
And better yet if you have a vocalist back in here.
Yeah, when you
Things
hear it in
speak.
that setting now, some people just be like, oh my God, I never knew pan could do this.
So we going
And then they start to build an appreciation to the point where they even go in panorama too.
exactly. So we're going back to being a teacher,
Yes.
right? What school do you teach?
Well, before the whole pandemic, I was actually at 3 schools. School for the Blind.
That's in Cass.
No, they moved.
Nothing they move. Yes,
They're
yes,
in
yes,
Aruka now.
In Aruka. A shame, and I live in Aruka.
Sour Girls RC. And oh gosh, that school, St. Mary's. Yeah,
St. Mary's. Go there.
Yes.
Okay, so then you're not stationed in one school, like an English teacher stationed there.
No, to be honest, it would be easier to be stationed in one school. You know, your students would get more of you. Right. Will get more exposure to the instrument and to the...
And they will form that relationship with the teacher.
We'll be able to do more stuff. But at the moment, we are... What's the word I'm looking for? We need more instructors. Yes.
Okay.
Because we have, it's 400 and something primary schools.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of us that teaching is only... I think right now is only about 50 of us.
What?
Exactly. So,
hey, you hear that?
Yeah.
We
need more instructors.
Well, listen, Tasha saying we need more instructors, and the ministry agreeing to we need more instructors and ready to bring on more instructors is 2 different things. So, well, you know, the workers will always identify the shortcomings, but it's another thing for the employer to say, yeah, it's true. More resources, because for them, more resources means,
of course,
paying more people, right?
Of course.
So we will go down that road, but it's something to note. 50 instructors could never be enough. So Ministry of Education,
don't worry, they know. But of course, again, remember, the government is only give you X amount. So until we able to really have enough money to pay the more. That is when...
But this is what I'm saying. They look at dollars and cents. And whilst the 50 do it in a structured form and they receive a salary, again, yes, we all need money. That should not be an excuse or a reason not to pass on the knowledge to the nation's children.
Of course.
We have a lot of community centers, right? In most of the districts in Trinidad and Tobago. We could teach the children.
Of course,
we need to do a lot more human service.
Our instructors actually do more than just, we work with the ministry.
Well, I'm not dealing with the 50, you know.
I know, but
I am sending this out to Trinidad and Tobago that we have 50 instructors within the system of the Ministry of Education where they receive a salary. Tasha is saying we need more, and the ministry probably agrees. But I'm saying we should not really we should not just limit it to that. We have community centers. We have a lot of communities where the children need to learn some sort of culture, something. So we can help. Make a start. It's important to make a start in whatever you're doing in life. It's important to make a start.
Start is very important.
When you start and you put things in motion, the universe does conspire to your success. I can talk from experience.
No, you're very correct.
What we don't like is the process. You see that word, process? We don't like that. Not everybody like that. And patience and putting in place. But that is how it has to go. But putting in place, you have to start the process. You must let those wheels start to move. Yeah. And listen, you would be surprised to see how the thing does come together.
At one point, I started with one student in St. Joseph, and I was living Oropuch, South Oropuch. Okay. I had to travel from South Oropuch to St. Joseph to teach this one student, and that one student became 3, and then that 3 student became 6, and then that 6 students became 10, and that 10 students, you understand, it would take years, right? But I built up to the point where you built up to the point where I was oversubscribed. Yes, I started sending my students say, I'm fully booked right now, but I'll give you a number. Yes, you understand? But the important thing is to start.
She bill until, listen to me, when you call Tasha very rarely have the time to be on the phone. Most times when I call Tasha, she doing something. You hear anything? and she put me on speaker because and she are going to practice her running here, ting, leave a voice note. And that's how we communicate, right? Look at that, from one student. You had to wait in line to book this lady, trust me. So, we basically got an idea, or the public rather, got an idea of who Natasha is in terms of the musical aspect, etc. So we're in the Christmas season, and we know how artists, the setbacks with artists because of COVID. And COVID may be bad in one aspect, but again, it is good in another aspect. It is really bringing out the creativity in a lot of us, a lot of persons. I heard one very well-known, popular artist said, look now, it must have something all you could do besides sing. I heard that coming from a very popular artist recently. She said it must have something else all you could do other than sing. Get in, recreate yourself. Right?
Yeah, that's very important.
It's very important.
And especially in this time, you had to adjust, adapt.
You do have a choice.
And you had to do it. It's not just, all right, adjust and adapt and good. It's a constant
continuous
readjustment
right.
and adaptation had to take place for you to really find a footing in this, what we call the new normal.
You have to get in where you fit in. That's what I like to say. Get in where you fit in and adjust the thing, massage it, and everything will fall in line. Because Trinidad and Tobago is not just for us. This is the world. This is what's happening in the world, right? If you can't hold on, you go fall off. You have to hold on, and the journey would not be easy. But a lot of us would even discover things within ourselves, the new us. It's a beautiful journey. At least for me, it's a beautiful journey. So we enter the festive season, and well, if things was normal, all now I can't get Tasha, right? So you see how COVID worked out for me.
Yeah, COVID helped you out there.
Because you would have been fully booked, performance after performance, right? I am not saying you don't have performances, because
it's just different. It just looks different.
Right. And it's interesting. I was speaking with a cousin of mine. Well, she's also my godchild, and I was saying how everything going on, talking to us her birthday, how the online schooling and all. She said, Auntie, I like the online schooling, but that can't replace my interaction with my friends.
Of
and
course,
I was so amazed.
The social aspect for a lot of us is, well, you can say,
the life and party.
Yeah.
But what I was amazed at is that I heard it coming from a young child. She's about 12, 13 around there. She said, it's not, that can't replace my interaction with my friends. I want to see my friends. I like interacting with my friends. So too with us.
Yes.
We go to perform, we feed off of the energy from the crowd. The whole place, the vibes.
And also the energy of one another.
Exactly, the musicians.
Sometimes you meet a new musician and your network increase.
Exactly.
In that way, in that social
right? Your background
aspect.
vocals, you watch them, you pull from them, the thing nice. However, this is what we're working with now.
Yeah.
So we could talk on and on about what was. We have to talk about what is. And we have to work with what is. So Christmas time, and I did say that going forward for the month of December until the 1st of January, we're doing this season. Because I want to lighten up the thing. So you will get to know the guests, and you will get to see what the guests have to offer, right? Because this is the season. I also said in a previous show, I don't make much fuss about Christmas again. In terms of the spending, they used to call me Mother Claus on my street. Because listen to me, it's lights evermore. All the paraphernalias. And you graduate and you reach a level of consciousness where you're saying, but wait now, boy, all this money spending, where's the sense really?
Yeah.
And January month, you're skating. January month, my bank account used to, because, but again, that was my realization. I came to that realization. Everybody will get there on their own time. Right? We all come to realization at different points in our lives for different reasons. But I rest on that.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth in terms of the camaraderie, the good vibes, the lime, the nice house, you know, I like all that.
Yeah.
If it's one time for the year, people nice and happy, give them that. So, what do you have planned for Christmas? All painting that scenario. What Tasha have inside for Christmas in terms of performances, etc.
In terms of performances for Christmas, I didn't do much. I played with Lydian Steele. We having a live stream on the 12th.
Okay, that was all on the 12th of December.
Yeah, we pre-recorded.
Oh, so it pre-recorded already.
Pre-recorded.
And
That recording finished already long time.
Nice.
So that airing on the 12th, I cannot remember the
12th
time.
of December.
12th of December, it will be on YouTube. You can check Lydian,
I think they have a page, yeah.
YouTube, not Facebook page.
Right.
And you'll get the particulars. There's a flyer on there.
Right.
We have Aidan Hagley.
He's inside as well.
A guest performer.
Okay.
So it's nice. The thing nice. It's called Christmas in Chrome.
12th is what day?
Oh man.
A Saturday?
I think so.
I think it's yes, it's a Saturday.
Right.
Because hello, if it was the Friday, I shut you up a long time. Because the Friday is my show. You understand? But she get away. That is the Saturday. The Feminine Drive, of course, is the 11th. So that's how I right.
Well, you
so
see,
it's the Saturday.
So Feminine Drive. And
you
then,
get away.
Yeah.
Coming on my show to talk about thing on the same day.
Yeah.
So but that must have been a great experience, the Lydian singers.
Of course. But the choir, as this is the new normal, so we didn't have like a full choir performance because of course
numbers.
Everyone would be too close. So we had a lot of duets, soloists, and that kind of stuff with piano accompaniment,
steel pan accompaniment.
We had the steel pan. Well, actually, as I said, it's Christmas in Chrome, so they're really featuring the steel.
Okay, I like that. Christmas in Chrome.
Yes,
nice.
Christmas in Chrome.
I love that.
Yeah,
love that team. Hats off to you, Lydians. I like that. Christmas in Chrome.
Yes.
Right.
So that's one, and I also did some work with the Ethnic Jazz Club with Chantal Esdell.
Christmas stuff as well.
Christmas, Christmas stuff. We have Moyen featuring myself, Douglas Redor, and Kyle Noel.
Okay, so that pre-recorded as well, or that coming up?
No, that is also pre-recorded. You'd have to really check Ethnic Jazz Club
to keep abreast of it.
Yeah, to see how it would be presented.
Right.
Yeah.
I know Chantal also has Sobas.
But he is Moyen's resident panelist. So once I say Moyen, Kevin Sobas inside there.
You just add to it as well.
Yeah,
right.
I play, but when I play with Chantal Esdell, I play with Chantal Esdell, Douglas Redon, Gary, and Fawn Bess.
Okay.
They are the core members of Moyen.
Right.
But once the pannist change, it is no longer Moyen.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we've been friends for many years. So if I have a performance and I want them to accompany me, it's not Natasha Joseph and Moyen.
Right.
It's Natasha and friends.
Of course, I understand how the thing
even if it's the same members.
Right.
So it's like that.
And I like when musicians can work together. Right, so we want to take a quick break again before we continue and we leave out our sponsors who are very, very important. So stay tuned, we'll be back. So welcome back. So how y'all enjoying the show so far? I know you're waiting on the performance. That's coming up. So, Tasha, before we go to the performances, and I know that is what they're waiting on, They might be saying, but when they're talking, so forth. They probably thought it's a whole hour of parang or we had to talk a little bit. Tell us what's in store for Natasha amidst COVID, or let me just shelve COVID because life goes on.
Yeah.
We already talked about recreating ourselves and developing platforms to do our work. What is there in store for Natasha Joseph? What can we look forward to?
Well, I just finished my bachelor's, so I decided to take a break I'm going to pursue a master's.
Wow!
So in this break, I'm decided
I like that.
what my focus will be. I have quite a few options that I kind of,
Nice.
playing around with.
Masters. I really love how that song. She's going to do her masters. Congratulations.
I also started something called Music Gym some years ago.
Music Gym.
Yeah.
GYM like
No,
gym.
JYM.
You see? J as in jug.
Right, but no, yes, J as in jug.
YM.
It means JYM is the acronym to mean getting better together. It's Spanish. So, juntos y mejorar. Right? It's not an exact translation, but it means that we getting better together. That's the thought behind Music Gym.
Okay.
And is
Nice
a
concept.
is a master class. It started off really as a master class where we get together. Me as being the lead facilitator, I prepare exercises based on what we need to improve on orally, especially in the aspect of improvisation.
Right.
Right. So
I notice you like that topic, improvisation.
Oh, I know it. I mean, as a person, as I said before, we improvise every day.
Right.
Right.
But I like how you're selling it in terms of she want musicians to hear that word, improvisation, because it brings out the best in you.
Yes.
So that is what I mean. I notice you like it because you really want to market it to the musicians, to all genres.
Yes.
Because that is the catalyst to really bring out the best in us.
Yeah.
Improvisation, that's the catalyst.
Self-expression.
Exactly. Improvisation. It's good to stay set. It's good to be disciplined. There are times and forum when we need to be disciplined, but it's better when you can improvise.
Yes, and free up yourself.
And get rewarding and fantastic results.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we can look forward to Music Gym.
Yeah, Music Gym happening right now in a
smaller scale.
limited capacity.
Right.
I recently expanded it to include not just advanced musicians, but musicians on all levels. So beginner level, intermediate level, and advanced level.
So people like me who now learning the guitar,
you could come in the Music Gym and learn a thing or two.
Yes, I want to be no acclaimed guitarist, but it is wise as a vocalist, you should know how to play at least one instrument, and never too late. I should have started long time, but never too late. I enjoying my life, I'm now enjoying the thing. Yes. I tell people I live in my best life ever, I just feel like I'm about 20 years old. Yeah, seriously. It's only when certain things I try to do, especially in dance class, I say, oh, that's why I can't do it right. I'm not as young as before. But other than that, age wizard. So what time it is now?
Performance.
Time for performance. But before we go to the performance, let's take a quick break with our sponsor. Hello, you ain't getting it better than that. Santa want to jam. So, that was Backyard Jam. I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for taking time out to be with us this evening on the Feminine Drive. And, as we say, this is the season. So, every Friday going forward, it's Christmas things. So, tell a friend to tell a friend. And let's have a grand time. See you next week on the Feminine Drive. We're taking you out with some nice para music.